Here I am with Paul Murphy for the start of the Ultimate Force show, and we have the teenagers first out. We have Tim Close versus Reece Iverson.
Yeah, Tim Close from the northeast. He's a very experienced young fighter. Like all of these young lads, you know, they struggle to get fights at the weights, but Reece has took the fight at a week's notice, and very, very game lads, these for 15.
Well, just for the record, this is amateur rules. That'll be no strikes to the head, standing on and on the ground.
I've just noticed there, Ian, Tim's actually wearing the cage race shorts. We're going to have to stop him doing that for next time.
Yeah, but you got to be honest, they are good shorts, but not as good as Cage Steel. Cage Steel, it's a clothing company that I've started to wear their clothes, and I noticed that the referee's actually wearing a t-shirt as well. One of the main sponsors for this event, is that right?
Yeah, that is correct. Sponsor all the fighters, in fact. Fantastic wear, and certainly growing in popularity.
Well, you can see more on cagesteel.com. Nice takedown there by Tim.
Do you know what I like to say about the amateur fights? It's the same way I like amateur boxing. There's obviously no money involved. They've got nothing to really lose other than like the record, but it means nothing to them. There's no money at stake, so they go for it. You know, bags of energy, bags of heart.
And at 15 years old, these two guys, I mean, to get in a cage in front of 2,000 people at Ultimate Force, that has got to be very daunting for them. But they're here to entertain. They're here to show the crowd what a bit. Nice knees there by Tim. Beautiful knees.
Tim's being busy. Some look a little bit low there.
Yeah, he wants to be careful.
But I mean, you've got to play to the referee, yeah.
Yeah.
See there again. But Reece is not complaining. He's not complaining. It's his first fight. He looks like a rabbit in the headlights. You know, he looks a little bit nervous. But you know, he's landed nice.
Nice attempting the guillotine there. He has an arm in, so it'll not go on as tight. Now he's got the arm out, but he's switching his hands.
Yeah, he's holding on with one arm, really.
He's trying to secure it a little bit better, but I don't think he's going to get it.
And he's just going to get tired, isn't he? What I'd do, I'd let go of the legs and go back to my feet.
Yeah, get back to your feet and throw some strikes. Catch him off guard.
There we go. Tim's come out there nice.
He keeps catching that leg.
Do you know, he's marked up. If you look, he's marked up. That them kicks must have something in him.
They have. I mean, look, he's got a nice welt there on his left-hand side.
Scooting well. He was scooting. He seems to have, again, have a minute. Where should I go from here?
Well, Tim Close now in side control of Reece Iverson.
Do you know, I was just about to say there, why doesn't he punch him? And then you realise, you know, it's an amateur fight.
Well, body shots are allowed, Paul. You can knee to the body, you can punch to the body, as long as you stay clear of that head.
He should be looking for a mount, I'd say, from here. In the amateur, yeah,
there
nice.
We go.
Because regardless, you know, if the judges are watching, the mount counts.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really judge on a point situation, as in extra points for a mount, extra points in full rules. But because this is amateur, they look at it and think, well, he got the mount this time, he escaped well.
That's correct.
Yeah, so it will look well.
A little bit of complaining from Reece there. I think one of the shots glanced off the chin and hit him in the face.
Just slightly. You could see it wasn't intentional, so that's why Neil Hall, our referee, very experienced, is just letting it go.
Yeah.
But Tim's got to be careful. I mean, he's throwing down punches, but if one of them deflect, he could lose a point in this round.
And again, do you know what I don't like to see? He was going to go for the armbar from top position. Why do fighters throw themselves from a good position onto the
bad position? It's because they can get away with it in the gym. They practice it in the gym. They get away with it. If they lose position, then obviously nothing's going to happen to them. But it's all at stake here. You know, this is win or lose in a competition, so they've got to be very careful.
I always tell our team, I always tell the fighters, you don't go from the armbar from mount, throw yourself in a bad position, because it's one of the first positions that people learn. Everybody knows it, and it's too easy to come out of.
Well, I've seen some guys actually teach him to stick the arm up to give him the armbar, so that when they go for it, they actually reverse and they get back up on top. It is an escape. It's a risky escape, but it is an escape.
Oh, he's back in side control now. Again, what I like to see about the amateurs, and it's obviously wrong, is they tend to cling onto the head for dear might. Normally with both arms. But this is a learning curve for him, and like you said earlier, you know, the 15-year-old, it's a big arena to come into for two young lads.
Oh, of course it is. I mean, most of the top pros that's fighting tonight, which we'll see later on, I mean, nerves, although it may not look good, the nerves are still going.
And he's out.
Nice escape there. Nice escape by Reece.
Tim's on him very quickly.
Very fast, the guys at this weight.
Is he going to turn his back?
He's going for the rear naked. He's going for the rear naked. He's got his hooks in. He's controlling him well.
it's good to see some good skill level. I think Tim trains with Andrew McQueen as well, another young talented lad. He's turned well there. He's come out of there well.
He turns out of it well. Unfortunately, he's caught on the mount again, but at least he got away from that rear naked.
He is in a better position, but still a bad position.
If there was strikes to the head, it would have been in a worse position, but he's actually in a better position, obviously due to the fact that there isn't any strikes. And there's the first round over. Tim close, knowing that he's took that first round, and he's done really, really well. But taking nothing away from Reece, he escaped things, and it's a very close round.
Yeah.
Well, here we go to our second round of our very first fight of the evening. Tim close in my eyes taking the first round. What do you say, Paul?
Yeah, definitely took the first round. It'd be interesting to see what the cornermen have actually said to Reece. Is he going to be more explosive? He was having success with the kicks, but Tim does seem that little bit more experienced, doesn't he?
He is, yeah. He looks the bigger of the two as well, but I mean not dramatically bigger, but he does look. But saying that, Reece is actually wearing a rash guard, so it's hard to tell what his physique's like.
Yeah. Some nice knees going in again, and they're all scoring in.
Yes, they are all scoring, and you can tell that's something that Tim's trained because he's been using these throughout this fight.
I can see Ian Jones. He's in Reece's corner. We'll obviously see him fight later. He's given some good encouragement out of Reece.
Now, I remember when I first fought, I fought amateur rules, Paul, and my hands were down like Reece has got them now. And I always said, no, I'll be fine. When I go to pro rules, I'll keep them up. And do you know what? I trained that long, keep my hands where they were, just ready for takedowns. I had to get hit in the head a few times before I realised they've got to be up.
Definitely, it's one of the. It is one of the downsides. It's one of the downsides, and I'm yet to see any way of including it. I know a lot of shows they have the amateur fights with the bigger gloves. I do like this route. I like the route of getting the kids used to it first of all before the headshots come in.
Oh yeah, especially at 15 years old. You can't be having headshots with these gloves on and ground and pound, and you know, this is teaching them. Octagon control, skill, ring craft. It's teaching them all before they move into the bigger rounds.
He's got that guillotine in
there we have Reece.
He's got both arms on this time.
And that's in deep, that's in tight, but Tim doing a very good job. Tried for the takedown.
And was going to the correct side as well, which was good to see.
The opposite side to what the head is.
Yeah. A little bit of inexperience from Reece there. Again, Tim keeping the hips away, he's doing a good job there.
Tim's throwing in some knees, but he has to be careful. They're very, very low, these shots, but
he's sunk it in.
Oh, Reece has lost it. He's dropped down the guard, he's lost position, similar to what we've just said to the armbar from the mount.
Yep.
It's a submission that if you go for it, you could lose position, and Reece has just done that.
That's correct. I mean, the Japanese used to call them sacrifice positions because it's, you know, if it comes off, it's in your favour, but, you know,
if it doesn't, you're sacrificed, obviously.
It's always a risk. And Tim being very active on the ground there.
Good body shots there.
You see, in your eyes and my eyes and the judge's eyes, there's only one person scoring there, isn't there? So
there is, yeah.
He's doing the right thing. There's Tengiz looking at the fights there. Tengiz Terazzi.
We will see Tengiz a little bit later on doing some refereeing for Ultimate Force.
That's correct. He's actually a very good ref. A lot of people don't see that. But again, the same with yourself, Ian. They see a fighter. What they don't see is the excellent coaching that obviously I know yourself. We've had you down training many times, and Tengiz as well. Obviously teaching at seminars around the country.
Neil Holt saying lack of action. Back up on the feet. Oh, hands on the hips there for Tim. Is he feeling a bit tired?
Yeah. I think it's a big occasion for him, and it's always a case. He's the local lad. His friends and family will be here today to see him. So it's quite nerve-wracking, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Where was your first fight, Ian?
Oh, Milton Keynes, wow.
Was that on one of the Lee Hasdell shows?
It was Lee Hasdell's show. Lee Hasdell used to be an idol of mine way back when, but Tim flattened Reece out, working really well on the rear mount. He's trying to sink in a rear naked choke, but Reece doing very well to defend it.
But it's an awful position to be stuck into. He has to try and turn, but Tim's tied up his legs beautifully. Is he sticking the chin in there? Yeah, there we go.
Again, he turns what would be a more dangerous position, but with it being amateur rules, a more safety position.
Do you know what I like to see as well? You get some fighters, Ian, who you know are always going to be better suited to be an amateur fighter, or always going to be better suited to be a semi-pro fighter. I think Tim will develop into a good pro fighter. He seems to be more suited, you know.
He's moving all the time, he's throwing the strikes all the time, and when he's there, he knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows what position he should be in. He's keep moving from transition to transition. So, yeah, he's definitely got the makings of a good pro fighter.
Yeah, definitely. Moving well.
Oh, nice turnover from there by Reece. Now, Tim's on his back. Is this the first time he's been on his back?
Yes, it is the first time.
Let's see what he can do from here. Reece is doing well. He's posturing up high, but a little bit too high. You shouldn't have his backside so high up in the air.
He's shown a little bit of inexperience there. Hey, but this is where you learn. This is where you learn. And Tim got back to his... lovely. Good fight and a good show of sportsmanship at the end there. One winner?
Yeah, definitely one winner. 2 rounds, in my view, to Tim Close.
Great start to the evening.
Goes to the judges. Let's see what the MC has to say.
After 2 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards. With all 3 judges in favour having a unanimous decision, final winner from the blue corner, Tim Close. But please, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a massive